Today's story is truly thrilling. Let's see how this witness got tangled up with someone they shouldn't have, but he was still a bit salty. The witness suddenly found a clue through some recorded testimony. After the incident, Park Tae-joo headed to the intel department, while Soo-jeon got budget cuts from Kim Young. "Why go to Army HQ?" Park Tae-joo replied, "After the president dies, got to chat with some officers." Compared to the intel department, Park Tae-joo thought the army headquarters had fresher air. But the locals were fuming, and the situation was getting tense. Kim Jong-il has a large intel group. If he aims to overthrow the country, he should go home and regroup, not seek help at Army HQ. Drawing themselves into a trap, 3 people want to stir a rebellion. In a pivotal moment, Kim Jong-il chose to make a U-turn towards Army headquarters. Park Tae-joo did admit to that and expressed some interest in it. To avoid an internal conflict, Park Tae-joo decided not to drive to the intel department. The witness felt like he finally saw a glimmer of hope. L. The witness wished Park Tae-joo to tell the truth and redirect Kim Jong-il promptly when he headed to the intel department. However, Park Tae-joo didn't wish to mention this matter, believing it would amount to an unconscious betrayal. Yet, even so, he remained unwilling to cooperate, truly leaving everyone feeling it a loss. The witness was seething with anger, not realizing what Park Tae-joo was thinking. Today, he seemed ready to throw in the towel. Just give up. After leaving the prison, the witness racked his brain for a new plan, completely oblivious to the fact that the driver was waiting in a hidden spot. The witness snapped back to reality just as he thought about making a move. However, the driver had already been whisked away to a dark room. He stayed calm, begged a bigwig for mercy, but was brutally beaten and left at the hospital entrance. The final words from his assailant, "Don't go nuts over there," left him with a sense of impending doom as he nervously stepped into the hospital. He heard his father died accidentally. The sudden event left him at a loss, and he held the funeral the next day. Park Tae-joo's wife and daughter arrived to mourn. The witness felt conflicted. Without his father, he had reason to quit the chaos. However, the unexpected kindness from a little girl reignited the witness' competitive spirit, and he found himself back in court for the third. The witness recalled that day, after Kim Jong-il announced the president's death, he rushed back to the intel department to seek opinions. Subtitles. After much thoughtful consideration, the witness made the decision to go to the army headquarters. If the real intention was to incite a rebellion, then naturally they should have headed towards the Central Intelligence Department. They continue to wreak havoc in their own jurisdiction, but of course, in this aspect, it wasn't just the intel department, it was the army headquarters. Kim Jong-il acted according to his own suggestions. Therefore, he opted for army headquarters, indicating that this incident was a personal act from Kim Jong-il, who had once been president and had nothing to do with the rebellion. It was just a murder case, and when the witness concluded his appeal, the witness used the constitutional rebellion law as a basis to argue that Park Tae-joo wasn't involved in the insurrection, placing the blame squarely on Kim Jong-il. However, she underestimated the prosecutor's ability to twist words as he approached the driver, and the day before the incident, he interrogated about Kim and Park's talk, deep in thought as if in hearing. The prosecutor seized on the driver's verbal loophole, claiming she couldn't recall the conversation clearly. Thus, the prosecutor even sought to charge the driver with perjury, seeming quite forceful about it. The witness found this utterly unreasonable. When trying to argue against it, the prosecutor used the close relationship between the driver and Park Tae-joo as an excuse to bar her from testifying. He demanded the testimony's removal. The judge got a note but was interrupted as the witness snatched it away. The courtroom erupted into chaos amid shouting. Back at their seats, what would this trial lead to? To try and restore order, the judge had to call for a temporary recess, declaring the witness testimony void. The witness found herself in front of Park Tae-joo again, and this time he initiated a heartfelt talk with her. Park Tae-joo spoke of the president's actions, saying he was confused after confirming with the minister. Eventually, he took this irreversible path, feeling sorry only for his wife and daughter. The witness then felt a glimmer of hope. The witness still clung to her last hope, wanting to save him, recalling 4 were in the car that day, 2 accused and the driver whose testimony was retracted. Now, the only one who could clear Park Tae-joo's name, she steeled herself and entered the chief prosecutor's office. She was sure the prosecutor would testify, but was met with a cold refusal. Even when thrown out, she stubbornly waited at the door for the chief prosecutor's car to pass. She blocked the path but was shoved aside by soldiers, forcing her to fight back. even risking dismissal. Regardless, the witness wouldn't give up. At this moment, Kwon Sang-do found the chief prosecutor and admitted he intended to switch to a closed trial, but he was refused again. Kwon Sang-do lost all patience and told the prosecutor he wouldn't attend his parents' birthday party before leaving. Instantly making up his mind, the chief prosecutor resolved to take action as well. Finally, the witness weight paid off. The boss agreed to testify and defend Park Tae-ju, but before taking the stand, the chief made confidentiality demands of the witness for his safety. Upon learning this, the witness promptly told Park Tae-ju. In the end, Park Tae-ju wore a sigh of relief, but they both realized it was too early to celebrate. In a bid for power, Kwon Sang-do led troops overnight, secretly arriving at the chief prosecutor's residence. As Kwon Sang-do and his men approached the chief prosecutor, swiftly subduing the outer guards, he suddenly sensed something was off.